a short video to show you how to add links for your students' performance for our solo and ensemble contest. Hey, if you participated or you did anything with the high school UIL that used soloandensemble.com, this is pretty much the same thing. This is the same idea. It's just that you need to add it to our contest as well. Okay, but it's going to function pretty much the same way. Okay, so the way that Solo and Ensemble has been set up is, they're asking for links to videos and then the PDF for the sheet music, so that the judge can judge and know what the students are playing. Okay, so you're not actually going to upload anything to this site. Okay, you're going to need to have those videos or those PDFs, or more accurately both, in some sort of like Google Drive, or however you can figure out how to get a link that is accessible to pretty much the public, because the judge is going to have to access that. Okay, and right now we don't know who the judge is going to be, so we have to make sure that you can access that public in pretty much in the public. Okay, now granted, please make sure that you don't share the link out to everybody. Just make sure you put it here in soloandensemble.com. That way, just only the contest people and the judges can access these. Okay, you don't want these floating around the internet probably. So here we are in our soloandensemble.com. You can make sure you can access this one or two ways. If you're not quite familiar with this, you can log in here with the Go in the login, or you can click on one of these. Either way, it's going to ask you to log in, okay, into the member dashboard. Okay, if you haven't done your school account, that's going to be a whole different thing. So make sure you complete that. That is in that first email that was sent out. Okay, so we're going to log in. I'm going to log in with my credentials. Okay, and you probably should only see the ATSSB, either the band or the vocal slash orchestra contest. Okay, obviously I do have both here. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to my school account, so please make sure you click over there on your school little icon there. Okay, and then you should have this school account where you can have the invoice. Okay, this is where you're going to add your performers if you haven't already. Okay, and then after the contest is over, or once ratings come in, of course, that's where you're going to have the results. Okay, but right now we are focusing on here our performance entries. Okay, and so you're going to have your solo performances, ensemble performances if you need to, placement auditions, but right now what we're concerned with is create and manage links. So we're going to click on that one. Okay, and now this page may be a little misleading because you may not immediately know what's going on this page here, because it's a little it's not quite as clear. Okay, but you do have different tabs up here at the top. So you have video links, you have sheet music links, solo links, ensemble links, placement links. Okay, so the two we're concerned about right now are going to be the video links and the sheet music links. Okay, and now how you're going to add these is, again, maybe not quite as obvious, but up here in the dashboard we have these two buttons. Okay, one is this create video link. Okay, and then the other one, the little sheet of paper, is create sheet music link. Okay, so you just, if you're ready to have your video links, you're gonna click on that. Okay, you can title it. I suggest that you title it the student's name. Okay, so whoever that is. Okay, then you're going to copy the URL from wherever you're saving that as. Okay, and I'll give you a couple of suggestions on how to do that here in just one second. So you're just going to make sure you copy the full URL. Okay, and then you just make sure you copy that and paste that. Just please make sure it is all there, because if you're missing a letter or a number or symbol, okay, it's not going to be the full and correct link to your video. Okay, and then you can add any additional information that you might need to add, but most likely that's just going to be blank. Okay, so you will do that for every student. Okay, and I know that's a little tedious, but that's just the way the system's working. So again, I'm going to go back over here just to show you guys again. So you'll have this landing page. You'll click on the little school icon. We'll do create and manage links. The first one they should default to is video links. You'll go up here to the top. Sorry about that. Okay, and then you'll click on there. Title it the student's name. Okay, it doesn't really matter what it's titled, but just to keep track of things, it's easier to title it the student's name for you. Make sure you copy the full URL from wherever you have the video. Okay, and then just make sure you click create. Okay, and then it's going to have some links down here. Okay, and so eventually this whole it'll populate a table. Okay, the same idea will happen in the sheet music links. Okay, you'll just need to go up here and then same idea. You'll create a link here. Okay, so again, title it student's name, or maybe if you want to, the title of the piece. Okay, especially if you have more than one student playing the same piece of music. Okay, so if you're doing Mozart Symphony Number 40, okay, you title it Mozart Symphony Number 40 because you have 10 kids. Okay, I know no one's going to do that, but you get the idea. Okay, so and then eventually you'll have a bunch of the links. Okay, now you're not going to do really much anything in this page with the links other than create those. Okay, then what you need to do is you'll go back to, okay, well, more accurately, your main menu here. Okay, and then over here in your solo performances, sorry about that, your solo performances. Okay, and then in each student's solo, that's where you'll go in here and select the video link. Okay, so then it'll populate from that list here. Okay, and then this is where it's nice to have that, hey, George Harrison is performing. I titled it George Harrison, so I know that that's George Harrison's video. Okay, and then of course, the title of the piece, make sure you have the sheet music. So this is where it would come in handy to title it, in this particular case, Solo 1. Okay, so I'm going to look for Solo 1 in my list. Obviously, it's not there right now. And then just please make sure you don't forget to click Update over here at the corner so that it saves everything. Okay, again, you will have to go and do that for each student. Okay, again, I know it's a little tedious to go in. Okay, but once you kind of get the hang of it, you kind of get into a flow, and it does take a little bit of time. It's not hard or anything. It just takes a little bit of time. So make sure you set aside that time to get that done. All right, so that is what you'll take care of in Solon Ensemble. Okay, a couple of suggestions I have to actually get these links in. Okay, so this is what I did for my high school students. Okay, in my Google Drive. So you guys that are in the Clint district, we're pretty much Google, district wide. The students have Google stuff, Google Drive, and all of that. Okay, as long, of course, with the teachers. Okay, if you're not a Google campus district, I highly suggest Google Drive. All you got to do is create a Google account. It's pretty easy. Google's really good about creating links, okay, and kind of selecting the security level. If you want that for the public or anybody that has the link, et cetera, et cetera. So there are other ways. Again, it just has to be with a link that can be accessed, outside of your school environment. Okay, and Google can do that if you set it up correctly. Okay, so what I did is I just created a folder with like it says here, S&E PDFs. Okay, and then I just scanned in the PDFs as needed. Okay, so I have them here. They're ready for the judge to access. In my Google Drive. Okay, and then all you need to do in Google Drive here is you get a link. Okay, that's gonna populate. Okay, and then you have to be careful about how you're setting up this part here, this security part. Okay, so I put it to anyone with a link. So anyone that has that link and clicks on the link will be able to access the file. Okay, notice like with ours here, it's restricted. Okay, anybody in Clint ISD can have it, but for our purposes, anyone with the link is the one that needs to be selected. Okay, and then you can change this over here. I suggest you just leave it on viewer because all the judges need to do is view the PDF. They're just using the PDF to follow along the music. So again, please make sure you don't forget to change this security part, because if it's restricted, then it's going to be a little bit different. I suggest just anyone with the link there. Okay, let me go back over here. Oh, done. Okay, with that one, so that is what I did, and you can see it. I do have links for all of these. Okay, and then you just get that link, you'll copy and paste it, you'll throw that into the solonensemble.com into your account. Okay, the best way I found, or I think the best way, is to actually use YouTube to save the students' videos. Okay, because it's that way it's in somewhere online. You're not having to base that on your computer, or you're trying to upload it. Okay, so what I did is, all I did was I go over here to the create button up here. Okay, it's up here at the top. Okay, go to upload video. Okay, the students would have already made their recording. They would have shared that with me. Okay, a lot of students emailed that to me. Some of the students shared that with me through their Google Drive. Okay, there's a lot of ways they can get it to you. Just make sure that they have the video. It's a good video. It's good quality video, and that that you can see it, and then that you go ahead and copy that video into wherever you're going to put it. Again, I suggest YouTube because it's going to be there. It's going to be nice and easy, nice and organized. Okay, and it's YouTube's pretty universally accessed nowadays. Okay, so you'll just select your file, however you're getting that from the student. Okay, and then I'm going to go back over here. Okay, and so here are my videos that I have from the students. Okay, I would highly suggest that you make this unlisted. You probably don't want to send your students' videos out into the public, okay, for everyone to see. You can if you want, I guess, but I would highly suggest, especially since we're dealing with middle school students, that you have them unlisted. Okay, and then you'll get a link for that for the students' videos. Okay, so you can click on them. Okay, and then there's a YouTube link that you will copy and paste to soloanensemble.com. So you'll copy and paste this one. Okay, again, since it's unlisted, the judge will be able to access it, or anybody that's in solo and ensemble. Okay, but it's not going to appear on YouTube. Like, you can't search student's name solo #1 and it comes up on YouTube. At least that's my understanding with YouTube's security. Okay, so that is my suggestion on how to actually get the videos there. Okay, again, it just needs to have some sort of link that the public can access. Okay, I'm not saying you have to use YouTube. I'm not saying you have to use Google Drive, but those seem to be the pretty straightforward way to do things. To share it with Solo and Ensemble and get links. Okay, and I know other programs do that as well. Just please make sure that they are open to the public. Last thing I will say about that, and make sure that they're open as you're uploading these, as you're finalizing your links. Okay, it was suggested to us for the high school one, and I suggest to you that you have somebody else try to open that link. That's not you, because everything, if you're signed into your accounts, well, you're already signed into your accounts. Okay, but if somebody else that's not you, and especially not your computer, is trying to access that, and they can access it no problem, then more than likely the judge on contest day is going to be able to do that. Okay, I was able to get away with that by using incognito mode on Chrome. Okay, I know other browsers have different things, so that signs you out of all your accounts. So if you can access it on incognito, sorry, I'm having trouble saying that. It should be open to the public as well, because you won't be signed into your account through incognito mode. So please double check that before, at least before contest day, that we have all of those, because if not, then I'm going to have to try to get a hold of you and see if we can get those videos. Okay, so if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask me the questions about how to upload these. Okay, I think once you know where everything is, it's pretty straightforward. It does take a little bit of time. Okay, it's just one of those things. It's not hard, and it's a lot of clicking through things, and so that time kind of adds up. But once you know what you're doing, it's not hard. So again, if you have any more questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to help, and hopefully this will be a easy enough process for you. All right, guys, thanks. Let me know if you have any questions, and not look for more information for me in a couple of weeks.